Aita for not sleeping with my husband until he gets a vasectomy. I, 35F, have 4 children with my husband, 30M. I am having a hard time writing this. I keep info dumping unimportant details and have to rewrite. Basically, every time my husband has been in charge of BC, we end up with another child. We used condoms when we got pregnant with our twins, 6, and we had no pregnancies for 2 years because I had an IUD. Car accident injury ended up needing us to use condoms for a while. Pregnant immediately. Baby was born, 3. I got pregnant again immediately, 2. For almost a year and a half, I have been pushing him to get a vasectomy. There is always a reason that it's not the time. He had to reschedule an appointment any time and then it just never happened. Every time I bring it up it seems I am starting from the beginning. I can't be on hormonal BC because of medication issues. Early this year I went through a pregnancy that I lost. It was a rollercoaster of emotions because it was not planned and we live in a state where a choice wasn't an option, and while I wasn't opposed to another child in the future, not now. I was dealing with a lot of anger from my husband and parents, and then everyone just refused to acknowledge the pregnancy. I lost the baby at about 19 weeks. He left me to go to work in the middle of it. I should have gone to a hospital, but couldn't unless I was going to take all of my kids with me. He then took a day off of work for days later for a stuffy nose, so basically alone still with him in the house. I have not recovered emotionally. 2 days ago he wakes me up for intimacy and I ask to make sure he has a condom. He asks, "Really?" It's in a different room, the bathroom. I have to ask a second time. I even use the words "I can't get pregnant again, so gets one." He doesn't put it on until I remind a third time. Part way through he says something like "I just can't," and it is only at the end that I realize he has removed the condom when a mess is made. I didn't say anything at the moment. I don't know why I didn't seem to really process what was going on. I was tired when it started, I enjoyed the activity, and I told him I love him even after I realized what went on. I am having problems because I am so upset with him, but I am so excited to be around him I forget how violated I feel. I feel insane. I feel like it's Stockholm Syndrome and I am watching myself through a window. I watch this person possess me who is just so happy to talk to this person who used to be the only thing that ever made me feel safe. I have been alternating between being angry with him and shaking with rage, and sobbing. He is at work and I have sent him a text that we need to talk tonight right before I type this out. He gets off of work in 5 hours and I have just been shaking and a wreck. I am so scared I'm going to wind up pregnant again. Losing the last one almost killed me, literally, and I don't want him to touch me again until I know his touch won't kill me. It feels so at odds because he's my only safe place. My only comfort, and he's the one who hurt me. I don't think this conversation will go well. He is so reasonable until eyes are on him for accountability. But it has to happen now, and frankly I don't know if our relationship will handle the conversation going poorly after everything I have gone through this year. I am tired, and now I'm going to be scared until I bleed again. Does he not care? I just don't trust him anymore after this, and I think I am having a hard time accepting that. I don't think there is any other step forward to repairing this relationship than him getting fixed. I don't think anything else will be enough ever again. I am sorry this post is a mess. I am a mess and this is the best I can do. I feel like I'm going to have an anxiety attack just posting this. I need to get my wits about me so I'm not all emotional when I talk to him. I just want to make sure I'm not crazy. Please and thank you. The fact that he stealthed you, combined you getting pregnant over and over despite using condoms, tells me this is not the first time he has tampered the condoms. He'd need to be a huge moron to not know how to use a condom, and yet he manages to work and be a functional adult? The math isn't mathing. He's tampering the condoms. Getting pregnant 3 times despite using condoms correctly, and that quick, would be statistically impossible. He's doing SMTH to get you pregnant on purpose. Only you can tell why. Does he want a big family? Are you in a religious group where it's encouraged to have many kids? Often, however, getting a partner pregnant is a way to control them. The more kids you have him, the less risk for you to leave him. This is a huge red flag and I'm hurting for you BC. No one deserves to be treated like this. It's not about him getting a vasectomy, that's too little too late. He has managed to get you pregnant against your will, he has stealthed you, he refuses to get a vasectomy despite you not being able to get on BCBC, it's not safe for you, he refuses accountability, etc. What's so good about this guy? The fact that you are scared of having this conversation W him tells us you don't even feel safe in this relationship. Make an exit plan, refuse to have sex W this man and leave. No amount of pleading or begging is going to change a man that doesn't care about risking your life and well-being. You are underreacting. I was thinking the exact same thing. He has to have been tampering with the condoms. I would not be surprised if he's poked holes through the foils with a pin or tack or scissors or something, as an extra guarantee of failure. I had a friend in college who had a pregnancy scare, and she was so suspicious about her boyfriend's behavior and attitude afterwards that she went through a whole box of Durex rubbers with a flashlight, basically candling them to see if there were any pinpricks by shining the light through them in the dark. She figured any holes would be obvious in the packet's shadows on the wall. She didn't spot any holes, but that relationship ended anyway because she just couldn't trust him anymore. Turned out he wasn't pricking the rubbers, but he was trying to baby trap her by intentionally leaving them out in the sun and using the wrong kinds of lubricant with them. Rule of thumb is, if your partner has given any reason for you not to trust them in your most vulnerable state, break it off. Intimacy is all about trust and respect, and Arp's husband has violated one and never had any of the other. She will never feel safe with him again, and I honestly worry about how far he'll go if he feels that his husbandly rights are being ignored. He already sees his wife as a breeder, there for his pleasure and his babies. There's not much of a jump from stealthing to outright rape. Stealthing is rape. Came here to say this. Why is this not the #1 comment? You had a reaction like that because you're traumatized from being raped. I'm so sorry. Even if you consented to sex, you did it under certain conditions that were violated. Your consent was violated. Don't sleep with him. File a police report. Tampering or undetected stealthing. He is impregnating you against your will. Stop calling it stealthing, it's rape. He's raping her. Just want to highlight. You are underreacting. Yeah, taking off the condom is called stealthing and is considered a form of assault. Op didn't consent to sex in those circumstances. I agree that Op should seriously consider leaving. That man doesn't care about you. It's not a vasectomy you should ask for. It's a divorce. Do it while you still can. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You were raped. He is purposely impregnating you to keep you trapped and under his control. Do what you need to leave him safely, because this will continue to happen. You and your children all deserve to live better than this. Not the asshole, not the asshole, not the asshole. He's violating your autonomy and your boundaries here. You've clearly expressed you do not want to get pregnant again, and he's apparently got a history of not being able to use condoms consistently or correctly. The fact he removed it without telling you at least once is a whole huge issue in and of itself that's considered rape in many places. If you're able, I suggest talking to your doctor about something long-term or even permanent. Implant, IUD, something he can't mess with or forget about. And seriously, consider if this is the person you trust to spend your life with and around your kids. Not the asshole he has 4 kids already, the only reason not to get a vasectomy is he wants more kids. It sounds pretty clear more babies aren't what you want and you have every right to feel that way. You mentioned Stockholm Syndrome, why would life without your husband be so bad if this is where you're at?